Good morning. This is William Smith with the William Smith Luxury Group, and we are doing an interview of our famous team lender, Chad Hawke, Synergy One Lending. Chad, you're the manager of the Carmel office. You're the number one loan officer in the nation for Synergy One, and what a pleasure it is to have you telling us about what's going on in the market. What's going on in the market?
Well, it's always a pleasure, William. Always. I am seeing a sudden shift in the market. And I say sudden, probably within the last 10 days. And we all know for us locally, we've been dealing with unprecedented amount of rain that definitely dampened the market. It forced people to stay hibernated, whether they wanted to get into the market or not. But since things dried out, people are coming out like crazy. I have seen more leads over the last 5 days than I saw for pretty much all of November and December. People are feeling the stability within the market. They're hearing more and more about inflation, not only getting past its worst, which was probably around August of last year, but coming down. You're feeling that sense of stability. You're feeling that sense of relief. And so much of what caused buyers to hibernate was this instability, right? It's hard to make a decision like purchasing a home when there's so much instability in the market. So the stability is giving people this sense of peace to now move forward on their decisions and their goals. You also add to it that people have been somewhat paralyzed, thinking that we're in for like a market crash. And the more you learn about what's going on in the market, it doesn't show signs of a crash at all. You've got foreclosure rates.
Support that comment right now. Behind me, I've got the stats for Pacific Grove. In December 2022, 10 properties sold in Pacific Grove. Now, that's a community of 15,500 people. 14 properties are on the market. We have a 1.4 month supply of inventory. That's an inventory shortage. That's not gloom and doom. And when I hear people say, well, we're going to end for another 2008, I just heard an economist debate between one saying, you know what, recession's good for housing. The last 6 recessions we had, upward trends in markets in 4 of them. One of them was about even, and then we had 2008. We all know what happened. But the debate was, well, if unemployment goes to 7, if we have a increase in inflation, and if we go into recession, it could be another drop in the market, 5-10%. Well, locally, we haven't seen that. Real estate is hyper local. And this snapshot behind me illustrates to the degree that's not happening, and this is specifically Pacific Grove, but we are pushed up by Silicon Valley and the San Francisco Bay Area, who see our prices as still being low and quality of life that they think is very high. So I think that we have an opportunity during this period of time where interest rates, you just sent out a great rate sheet. I mean, the rates are starting to get back to what we had gotten used to as normal. And 5%, you can get a 5-year option arm, 5.6, you can get a 30-year fixed. Those are pretty good rates.
Sure are. Yeah. Yeah. You amen, brother. Like you don't see a market crash in a low inventory environment. Tell me any product where inventory is low, where prices will drop along with low inventory. It doesn't happen. The only reason it's been a little bit of a buyer's market because so many buyers have been paralyzed and hibernating. Once the buyers flood the market, which we have seen start to happen just in the last 10 days, in a low inventory environment, it's going to unfortunately shift back into more of a seller's market. So as a buyer, now is the sweet spot. Before it shifts, act on it. So yeah, I agree with you completely. The market is showing very quick signs of improvement very quickly.
Good. Well, let me ask a question that I already know the answer because I've been your client and proudly say that I've got some great financing, refinancing done here recently because of your team's effort. But what should someone do if they want to get started so they're ready to pounce on this current market?
William, it is
Qualification.
so easy. It's just a simple, quick conversation so I can introduce myself. I just love to meet the people I get a chance to help. So quick conversation, send that client an email or an introduction to an application, an app on their phone to
Mhm.
go through and get me the information takes but 15, 20 minutes. I then can analyze that, prepare a strategy with the client. We'll figure out everything, whether it's a refinance or a purchase. How do we together accomplish your goals and needs depending on what they are? It is not complicated. It takes 15 to 20 minutes. So just it starts with a phone call, starts with a text, whatever works for them. It's a simple introduction.
Well, I'll tell you, once that happens, you give us a budget of what they qualify for the loan. They decide what they want to put down for a down payment. And then we go out and go shopping. Right now, there's some great values out there. And you know what? Because there isn't the frenzy that we had last year this time, where you put in your offer and you're competing with 5 others and you don't get the property you want. Sellers are interested in listening to each individual buyer. So there are still multiple offers in some cases, but it's more of a one-on-one, and that's good for your buyers. So thank you very much, Chad. It's been wonderful to hear the good news, and I'm looking forward to our next conversation. So Chad, can you just let them know how to get a hold of you, email, telephone number, and where you are?
Gladly. Email address is chawker@s1l.com. Phone number 831-521-9378. And the last thing I just want to share is it's a very common thing for people to have the want to, but just don't take the step. They feel like maybe it's just not the right time yet. Maybe they're 2 months out. Maybe they're 6 months out. They're not sure. But like a lot of things, when you just get the information, regardless if you think you're a year out, getting that information gives you clarity on all those important things. And when we have clarity on goals and how to move from where we are now to where we want it to look in 2 months, 6 months, a year, everything starts to become a reality. And I've had so many people, I know you have too, William, where I'm just not sure, but I'll go through the process. They go through the process, and what they thought was going to take a year took 1 month. And they are so happy they just went through those simple steps as opposed to assuming and then regretting later. So just do it. There's nothing to lose, doesn't cost anything. It's very little time, but it's very empowering. So just encourage people.
Good.
Let's do
Well, one
it.
thing I talk to my clients who are renting is that they're already making a mortgage payment. It's just
Mhm.
not theirs.
Yeah, well
All
said.
right, Chad.
Thank you,
Thank
William.
you very much. And I'll see you next time.
See you next time.